Hey everybody, hope you're doing well today. It's me, your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete, and this is the latest installment in my horror movie superlative series that I'm collaborating with good friend Carlin. We're actually up to 1989 today. We're done with the entire decade. And I do believe after we're done with this video, we're going to do a video picking those same categories for the entire decade. So I think that's going to be difficult picking the most amazing movie for the entire decade and so on. So stand by for that one because I think that one's going to be a lot of fun. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button for both of our channels. Colonel puts out really in-depth movie reviews, couple videos every week, and he's got a really great channel. Me, I'm staying at Camp Crystal Lake for the summer while I'm covering the Friday the 13th franchise and my Nails in a Coffin series. So you definitely want to check those out because they're a lot of fun. So, as always, after you watch this video, please go to Carlin's video with the same title and watch his. Then, after you watch both videos, go to the community tab on his page and vote for who you thought had the better picks for these horror movie superlatives, whether they most closely resemble your own or whoever had the better justifications. It doesn't matter, just watch both videos first before you go vote. Well, I think that about covers everything, so let's get down to it while I cover some horror movie superlatives for 1989. First up for most amazing, I went with Leviathan. It's pretty much close to saying it's Alien in the ocean, and I think that's a fair assessment. It's about a group of deep-sea miners who discover a sunken Russian submarine containing a genetics lab which created a monster, and the monster gets on their ship and starts to pick off the crew one by one. I think this movie is great with suspense and has an excellent cast. You got Peter Weller, Richard Crenna, Ernie Hudson, Daniel Stern. I think the movie has really, really good effects, and it's also underrated. I like the creature in this film since it's like an amalgamation of human body parts and sea creatures, so never really seen anything like this before. Now, again, saying it's alien in the ocean, I think is an accurate description because it does a good job building suspense. No, it's not as good as Alien, but I definitely think it is the most amazing horror movie to come out in 1989. My So Bad It's Good movie, Nicolas Cage's Vampire's Kiss. Nick Cage plays someone who thinks he's a vampire, and his performance in this movie is something else. The first time I watched it, I wasn't sure if he was really turning into a vampire or not, and I think that's kind of what, they were going for with the movie. I like how the perspectives are switching back and forth, and if this movie didn't have Nicolas Cage in it, I don't think it would be the cult hit that it actually is, because his performance is just something else. He goes really method with it. There's a scene where the character has to eat a cockroach, and he ate a real live cockroach for the scene, something I could never do. But it's a funny, intriguing movie, and it is kind of touching when you see what's actually happening to this character. This movie is a meme, and that's why I picked it for So Bad It's Good, because this movie is pretty much a meme. It's got a lot of memes in it, and yeah, it's definitely the So Bad It's Good movie for 1989. For WTF, I went with Tetsuo, the Iron Man. When I was looking at the list of all the horror movies that came out in 1989, as soon as I got to Tetsuo, I was like, yep, that's it. That's my WTF movie, because I've seen it, and I've never seen a movie like it since. And if you've never seen this movie, it's about a man who slowly starts mutating into a metal being. It's black and white, and the effects are really unsettling watching the metal come out of this guy's body, watching him start turning into this metal being. I mean, the movie is just so insane. I think it's a great fit for WTF because you're watching this black and white movie and you don't know what the hell is going on half the time. The effects are really weird. The story is really crazy. And yeah, I just think it's a fun movie. And if it wasn't in black and white, I don't think it would have been as impactful. But it's a fun movie, and definitely, if you've seen Tetsuo, I think you're going to agree with me. But I had to select it for the WTF movie. And my selection for Best Gore goes to Society. I almost could have chose this movie for a WTF, and if it wasn't Tetsuo, Society definitely would have been my WTF. But I think it's also a great fit for Best Gore. The movie has a lot of gore effects that make you just go, ugh. It's just really gross and slimy. Effects done by the legendary Screaming Mad George. It's insane body horror, and the visuals really make no sense. You don't even know what the heck you're looking at half the time. The entire movie, I think, is such a cult because of these gore effects. The shunting is a sight to be seen. It's just, you need a shower after watching this movie. It's hard to explain what the shunting is, so if you haven't seen Society, you just need to go watch Society. I think it's for free on Shudder. Great choice for WTF, but it also has some insane gore effects by Screaming Mad George, and yeah, I had to pick Society as the best gore of '89. Cult classic, Puppet Master. I easily could have picked this movie for most amazing, and it is an amazing movie, but Leviathan just edged it out. But I do believe that Puppet Master is very unique. The stop motion effects on it are really great. I like the characters. I like the story. Like I said, the characters are really charismatic and unique themselves, and the puppets are all unique. They're not just generic puppets. My favorite puppet is Blade, and please let me know in the comment section down below who your favorite puppet is, because there really are a lot of cool puppets in this franchise. Puppet Master is silly, funny, and even scary at times, especially if you have poopophobia, which is a fear of puppets. And I don't think this is a movie that probably should have worked. I don't know if they knew over 30 years ago that they'd still be making Puppet Master movies, and this movie would become such a cult classic. There are 14 movies in this franchise, and it'd probably be a hell of a franchise for me to cover on my Nails in a Coffin series. Let me know in the comments section down below if you think you would like to eventually see me cover the Puppet Master franchise, because that'd be a long couple months covering it. It'd probably be a lot of fun too. But back on topic, I think Puppet Master is unique. I haven't seen a movie like it that came out in 1989. It really stands alone for the effects and the story and having these killer puppets. And it's a really fun movie. It's got a long legacy with other fellow franchises like Child's Play, Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Hellraiser. And when you look at franchises that have, a lot of longevity, it's a pretty cool group to belong to. So it's a great movie, really cool, and that's why I picked it for my most unique horror movie of 1989. For most overrated, I'm going with Silent Night, Deadly Night 3. I love the first two movies in this franchise. They're so good. They're so bad it's good. They're fun movies. This one I found boring, and it's not even the recasting of Ricky, because I do love Bill Moseley, but I didn't get the exposed brain in the glass dome, because at the end of the second Silent Night, Deadly Night, he wasn't shot in the head, or didn't appear to have any type of head injury, so why his brain would be exposed in a glass dome, I think they just changed it for the sake of making a change, and maybe it's an alternate reality version of Ricky, but they show flashbacks from the first two movies, and there's really no connection between the movies, so yeah, I found it boring. There's supposed to be some type of connection with this blind girl and Ricky. Yeah, the kills aren't that great. It's a little boring of a movie, and yeah, it's a big step down from the first two Silent Night, Deadly Nights, and yeah, I just didn't really care for it, so I selected it for my most overrated horror movie of 1989. And finally, my selection for the most underrated horror movie goes to No More Mr. Nice Guy. Shocker. I love this movie. It's a guilty pleasure, and yes, it's underrated. Like my good friend Josh Spiegel from Movie Timeline said, if you don't like this movie, just wait 10 minutes and it's a different movie. You have a movie where a serial killer body jumps. You have a movie where a kid finds a serial killer using his dreams. The killer becomes living electricity and there's a ghost in it. It almost has something for everyone. The Killer is awesome, and I think it was directed by Wes Craven. He wanted to make a new Freddy Krueger with Horace Pinker. And maybe if things played out just a little bit differently, we'd have a Shocker franchise as well, because the actor who plays Horace Pinker is great, and I think he's a great villain. Some of the acting is questionable, yes, but the movie really keeps you on your toes. And the soundtrack is awesome. Lots of metal songs, lots of fun. Watch this movie expecting to have a good time and just embrace the insanity of Shocker. And I think you're really, really going to enjoy it if you haven't seen it. And Shocker is very underrated, and it was an easy pick for me to select for this category. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Those are all my picks. Here's a quick summary. Most amazing, Leviathan. So bad it's good. Nicolas Cage's Crazy Man in Vampire's Kiss. WTF movie, Tetsuo the Iron Man. Best gore, Society. Most unique, those puppets in Puppet Master. Most overrated, Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 3. And most underrated, No More Mr. Nice Guy, Shocker. Thanks again for watching this video. I truly appreciate it. Now, please go to Carl's channel if you haven't already. Link will be down in the description. Watch his video with the same name, and then go to the community tab on his page and vote for who you thought had the better picks. whether they closely resembled your own or whoever had the better justifications. Just watch both videos first, and then please go vote. Also, the voting is still open for every other year in a decade so far, so if you haven't watched those videos out, please go check them out on both of our channels and hit that subscribe button on both of our channels, as well as the notification bell so you don't miss a video. Carlin puts out great videos every week. Me, I'm staying at Camp Crystal Lake for the summer while I'm covering the Friday the 13th franchise and my Nails in a Coffin series. And you're not going to want to miss those because I'm having a lot of fun covering it, and you get to see how many nails Jason is responsible for. I've also covered many other franchises. I've covered Child's Play franchise, Scream, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Urban Legend. So please check out my channel and watch those videos as well if you haven't already. I really appreciate everybody. I really, truly appreciate you guys watching this video. Thank you. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, stay safe, stay happy, and stay healthy. I am your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete, and remember, with great kills, there must also come great nails.